Alrighty. Let's see. Let's make sure everything's working before I get started. Testing 1, 2, audio. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's make sure everything's working. Alright, I think we're good to go. Sweet. Alright, so today we are going to be going back into doing some art. So we'll be doing some 3D modeling for our much loved talk here. Let's see here. So we've been away from him for a little bit, trying to make sure we get our physics systems going well and just a lot of our combat. Since we switched over to Unreal 5, we had so many things that had broken. And so we're kind of going back on course, and we're going to be starting to do some more 3D modeling. Specifically for this one, we'll be doing some prop modeling for his. Let me actually bring up his pure ref. So let's get some references from our stuff here. Load, recent, and talk. Here we go. There we go. I'll place this somewhere over here. Cool, let me go back in the classic mode. There we go. Alright, cool. So I'm going to bring this down, and we're going to bring this in. There we go. Now we have a nice view of talk and what's going on here. Okay. So yeah, we'll be working on these different props here, but I'm going to go ahead and start marking the stream. So if you are not watching this live, or if you are watching this live, I'll be back in just 5 minutes right after I mark the stream, and I'll see you then. Alrighty. I'm back. Just wrapping up a few little things, and then I'll get started on doing some props. So we'll be focusing on these different props here. And, yeah, I really want to get to it so we can get this guy in game. I'm super stoked to have talk in game. So, as much as we've been driving around, I think the driving is starting to feel really good. And so, like, I'm excited to get more into the combat feel of the game. And so I think talk will be a really, really good example of what a, like, sharpshooter or long-range character will feel like. And well, a longer range, I should say. So, I'm excited. Alright. I think I'm good on the marketing front. That was kind of just a few things I wanted to post. Showcase. Alright, cool. Let's get started. Ooh, actually, I'll post that here. Alright, cool. Alright. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Autumn. Welcome. Sweet. Also, oh yeah, a very small little nose here. Yeah. Yeah, the artist who concepted talk is worked on the Crash series. The Crash Team Racing series, or sorry, not Crash Team Racing, Crash Bandicoot series. I think it was the About Time, and yeah, so we definitely have a very definitive feel for the style we're going for here. I think I want to have him up, but I also don't want him to be in the way, I guess. So let's see here. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna build the props above his head, I think, to make things easier, and still have him in the scene. All right. So one of the fastest ways that I know how to model something like this is I want to do the wrench first. So it's kind of funny actually. It is the create polygon tool. So the create polygon tool is probably one of my favorite tools ever. Let me go over to here. And I can literally just start building out these pieces. And so here we go. I'll just do. And that has kind of some thickness here, but I don't have to add thickness right now. So there we go. So yeah, I can eyeball kind of, and I'll do approximates for right now, but we'll get into some more specifics here soon. Yeah, it's been too long since I've seen this guy. Need to make sure he's getting some love too. All right, I think what may help is going into a wireframe mode, but I'm not tripping about that right now. Alright, so let's get back into the create polygon tool. And I'll create this extra section right here, the kind of the top tooth here. Here we go. I'm gonna add this extra edge to have some, like, a little bit of roundness right here. Kind of we have a little more of that roundness. I actually want to see if I can get the artist in here real quick. I want to. All right, cool. All right, I just hit up the artist to see if he, the concept artist, to see if he can hop in. Just he wants to chat or see what I'm doing. Alright. Edge, let's do an edge extrude here. There we go. Kind of get that bite here. Alright. There we go. Alright, cool. So we have the main two elements. Please modify center pivot that real quick. I didn't go with my quick menu, I think. There we go. Alright, so make this handle piece here. Actually, if I remember right, there's a way to rotate. Yeah, there is. Perfect. Let's go ahead and see this at a better angle here. There we go. Alright, yeah, so this is definitely the most proportionally sound wrench I've ever seen. It will definitely do the job of what you need to do. Okay, that looks about right. Alright, when doing any of this stuff, you have to make sure that you keep quads. So I'm going to go ahead and just use multi-cut. So I normally start with ZBrush for a lot of my stuff, but when it comes down to props, I usually do it in Maya. Well, I'll block out of Maya at least. But I'll add like high quality details in ZBrush still. So if y'all still hanging out in a little bit, then you'll see that phase of things, like the adding like any kind of scuffs or any kind of like this kind of stuff. It's, yeah, should be fun. All right, so this looks kind of like so it's a gripper, but it also has kind of like this accordion style area here, and so I'm gonna treat it kind of like maybe a I'm gonna grab the cylinder and I'm gonna just change the cylinder to maybe, let's go from maybe 12. Let's see how that looks. How's it looking main 3D realm? I'm gonna hide the other things for now, mostly, and just kind of focus on this. I think 12 is a winner, and I can get rid of anything that's not needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my faces and delete everything here. And then J snapping to rotate. Holding down J. Let's make sure I can see what I'm doing better. I love working in the orthographic mode. I know it's not as cool looking as the 3D mode, but it's really efficient for just getting models in quickly. Alright, so I'm gonna do the length of it. So it looks like it's approximately a little over 1/3 of this side. So, and I need to widen the crap out of this. This is way more wide in the. There we go. Perfecto. Let's grab these. There we go. Okay, and this kind of starts sort of below here, so right around here. There we are. I'm gonna go ahead and widen this, and let's get some cuts in there. Prop making day. Let's make some of these props. Heck yeah. Alright, so all these, it's kind of funny, so all these sync into themselves, so here, so we really just need this top layer, that everything that's just showing, and this might compress, so it might have its own bone where it'll actually, like, get skinnier kind of thing, and so I need to make sure it can compress, so I'm going to pull it wide. And let's get some of these cuts in here. So let's do, it needs a couple cuts, let's see here. So I'm just gonna start building it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the stream, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Today is art again. I know we've been doing not art for a long time. We're getting back into some art. And I'm hopefully going to be more consistent about doing art streams rather than only gameplay streams like I had been recently. But we really need to get some gameplay going for the game. we had a few deadlines that I wanted to hit for testing and stuff, so that's why we'd focus a lot on the actual gameplay of it. But I want to get some modeling in too. How's it going, Autumn? How you doing? Or if you're still in the stream, you're at the beginning. I appreciate all the help with Discord, by the way. I really want to make a more professional Discord, and I've been trying my best to like add some stuff to it currently. So anyone who wants to be on the Discord, check it out. I have it on the description. Yes, I do. Okay, I have the description link. If you're interested in hanging out, seeing what we're doing for streaming, and you seeing like gamers or game dev stuff, yeah. It's always cool having more people in the Discord. What's up, man? It's been a minute. How you doing? In. Let's get that little nice little taper in here. Even if the concept art doesn't show that taper, I still want to add the taper. I feel like it really looks good for a lot of stylized stuff. So I don't like working with 90-degree angles. I like working with like this, where the audience can see a little bit of something happening, like depth, basically. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, we're getting stuff done, dude. I have a lot more time on my hands lately. Just been really chugging at it. And Pat's been phenomenal to work with and everything, our engineer. I'll actually be doing a animation stream soon-ish. I really want to get some more animations in, and so I'll be doing some animation streaming here soon. Looks pretty tricky. It is pretty tricky. You would be correct. You would be very correct. I'm actually going to sum these up here. Scale, there we go. That should look clean. It does. I think it looks pretty clean. Yeah, it only has one operation anyway. Yeah. So we'll be doing, there's some animations I need to get to, like reverse animations, hang time animations, landing animations, squash and stretch stuff, maybe a few combat animations too. So, yeah. Hopefully we look forward to doing that sometime this week. But we've been doing a lot earlier of streams lately, so I was doing them way late, and I felt like people are probably just wanting family time or just watching Netflix and stuff like that later in the day, and I feel like I can probably just reach more people in the morning. So I found a way to do it in the morning. This is going way further down. This is way more exaggerated than I have it currently, so I need to do that. go ahead and drag that significantly more down. There we go. That looks a lot more like what I'm looking at on the concept. And then this one. There we go. Would you post calls for other characters? Would I post calls for other characters if there are more on the Discord too? What do you mean by post calls? Would I post calls for other characters if there are any more? Yeah, we have a pretty big roster I have planned, so yeah. Yeah, definitely have a lot. I don't know what you mean exactly. Sorry about that. Yeah, post calls for other characters. You mean like animation calling, like blueprinting, that kind of stuff? Casting calls. Oh, of course. Oh man, yes. Yes, we will. We will. I should have guessed that's what you're talking about. Yes, casting calls. We will have more casting calls. Yeah, that took a long time to kind of figure out just one character, but I really enjoy the casting call, the way we were running it, and I'm really hopefully having so yes, if there's more casting calls, or when there's more casting calls, I plan to have it on Discord as well. I'll try my best. Okay, let's see. So I really like how exaggerated this feels. I think I want to do some of that exaggeration. I think a good rule of thumb, though, is to focus on the actual blockout first, and then to exaggerate a little bit later, unless the exaggeration is just so heavily, like it's just so obvious and everything, and it just needs to be exaggerated early. Yeah, I think having this like a little bit of off like this, I think that's really, it just looks more has more character. I think it's like, it's not right, but it's for this kind of game it is. There we go. I like that. It's good. Also, I tried joining your Discord invite, but it says your invite expired. Really? Oh, let's see. Sorry about that, dude. Hit me up on Discord again. Like, send me a DM so I remember, yeah, who you are on Discord. There's so many people on Discord. And then I'll send you a new link. Okay. Let us get here. Or, what about the Discord link at the... Can you use the Discord link on the description? Does that still work for you? Does that work for you? Should be a never expire option. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Does this Discord link work for you in the bottom description? So I have my links here. If I have a broken link, I definitely want to fix it. Thank you. I would check, but I'm already obviously a part of the thing, so I don't think it would matter for me if I checked. No. No, like it doesn't work? Is it like expired too? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Sorry about that. Let me fix that. I wonder why that is. I thought I did do the see invite people and then edit link, go to expires never and no limit. Generate link. My bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Here, try that. Okay, this should be the never expiring link. I need to change that. Maybe people have been trying to get on Discord and haven't been able to. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. Dang it. Okay, well, anyone who wanted to see in the Discord, that is the new Discord link without expiration. Dang it. Yeah, that sucks. Appreciate you pointing that out to me. Okay. Welcome. Yay. So you do art and VA? Okay, that looks right. Let's figure this out. So is actual this part. Hey. Welcome. You know, I think I need to do the yeah, I need to do that. I'm gonna just do it the smart way. Gotta save. Okay. And then view, image plane, import image, desktop. There we go. All right, I'm gonna play it smart now, and what is that? That is not the image I was wanting. Yeah. Grace, yeah, do you do VA and art then? Why is that the wrong? That's the wrong screenshot I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for a proper. I need to save it something else, I think. All right, let's see here. So I will do save as. This should work. I love light shot. If you don't have light shot, definitely get light shot. VA art is more of a hobby. I see. Yeah. Hobbies are important. Alright, check it out. This is how you do it. So I brought in a reference image, and now I can make it exact. I'm going to make the reference image into a layer from selected and then press R, or make it R for reference so I don't select it by accident. Mesh display, reverse. Oh, that didn't seem to matter. Professionally? Nice. Yeah. Heck yeah. I'm always happy to see creatives get work for sure. I think that's a hard game. VA is tough. I like the idea of acting, for voice acting and stuff, myself, but I just like, it just sounds so dang competitive, you know? Even for my little, you know, for this project and everything, I had over 300 people apply to this one character, and, you know, only one person can get the job, and it just kind of sucks that it's that competitive, you know? So I applaud you for keeping it moving. 3D modeling, yeah, it's hard. This is actually I think, yeah. I think the way I do this is kind of like baby mode for 3D modeling, because I'm literally just like tracing over a concept. This is a lot more like baby mode to me. It's like, okay, you know, I make vertices where I can just match up to the concept, and it's just not over my thoughts, so, you know. Yeah, yeah, I love just the freedom, be able to make what I want to, though, sometimes as well. But it's hard. I've been 3D modeling for maybe 13 years now, and just kind of, you kind of get faster and faster at it, just like anything else, you know. Oh, Blender's hard. I don't like Blender. It's not as intuitive as Maya. Hot take. Yeah. That's tough. There's nothing beginner about using Blender. It's just like, do you want to work on something and make it very difficult for yourself? Use Blender. Seriously. Alright, so just blocking out these shapes right now. Just kind of getting these little fun little shapes going. I'm using the reference directly so that I get it exactly the way it was concepted. I really love this. I really love his shape language and all this fun stuff going on here, and I really want to just encapsulate that as best I can. Just capture all this fun information. Yeah, that's what I thought might happen. There we go. That needs to be much smaller. Okay, and also reverse. There we go. Yeah, I actually do like that they're adding sculpting tools, and I really hope that Maya does something similar. Maya has sculpting tools, but they're garbage. Like, Maya's great for some things, but it's not sculpting. Alright, I'm gonna create a material early for this guy. Just... I'm gonna call this props, actually. I'm gonna call this M underscore props. I only dragged the screen. I'm not surprised. Alright, so I'm gonna bring... so I basically created a material, and I brought it down the transparency to 50%. That is what I'm doing, so that I can kind of like see that it is done, but also to see the reference. Like right here, it wasn't perfect here, so I'm gonna try to make it right where it needs to be, like here. There's a loop around here, so I need to create that loop. But I'm gonna figure out this part first. So here I'm just using some extruding methods. I'm trying to match best I can here. Remember, I don't like 90-degree angles, so I'm kind of making things at a taper. Yeah. Which looks a lot better in my opinion. So I'm just using the extruding tool and adding a little bit at a time. Scale in, bring it over here, scale up, bring it up here. It just takes a minute. Modeling takes a lot of patience. It's hard for people. Absolutely. Like, yeah, if you struggle with patience, you probably shouldn't be a modeler. Or you need a lot of caffeine to get started. Maybe you just need that. Alright, so these areas are more rounded. However, I don't have to worry about that currently. I can add more edge loops as I'm working. I think they're... There we go. Really loving the smooth music. Oh, we got a troll. Hold up. Let's go ahead and... remove. I try to catch those as fast as I can. It's annoying. There we go. Okay, cool. Back at it. That bot specifically just pisses me off. Like, jumps in the stream and... yeah, it's frustrating. Hey, good morning, Jasper. Well, depending on where you are in the U.S. It's good morning for me. On the West Coast. Alright, so it's getting a little bit straighter now. I'm just really trying to meet these shapes best I can. Areas that look like they're dipped in, like this looks like it's just been shadowed over, I want to make skinnier all around. Yeah, so I'm actually like scaling it in here. So yeah, when you go into this mode, you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. All right, bring it up. There we are. Oop. Don't want to lose my face there. I select the face. Scale out. That game sounds really cool. I've been really enjoying the new God of War titles lately. For sure. Boy. Go ahead and shrink this up here. Probably combine these, honestly. I don't want to have multiple pieces to work with. To make it simple. More simple for everyone. Alright, so I'm going to skinify this a little bit. Let's go ahead and pop it down. There we go. Alright, so we have these additional pieces right here and here. And this has a latch kind of like thing, so I'm going to make that be able to move. And then we have this other little piece right here that comes from the handle. And we also have on this side another piece as well. I also want to add a little bit of extra tapering to the handle, but not a whole lot. It already has some form of taper. So I think the best thing to do here is just make that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in another cube. Actually, what am I doing? I'll do it this way first. Yeah, I definitely am hyped for it. I love their aesthetics, and I love just the mythology side of things. I used to love reading mythology stuff. Okay, bring this over here. That way we can just scale this like that. Rotate. Same thing over here. Bring my vertice down. Okay. Scale everything in here. There we go. That looks right. See how it looks in 3D? Yeah, they do have good character development. That's one thing that really feels good. Have any of you played the new I call it rat game. What was that called? Oh my gosh. The game from France that just kind of came out pretty recently. That has a bunch of rats you have to like avoid, and like it's really cool. It starts with a P. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, amazing character development, and it reminds me a lot of God of War, how they handle it, and also Aloy, that kind of stuff from Horizon Zero Dawn. All right, I'm gonna make sure that this is on the same material. So in props here. There we go. So now it's taking over that half opacity. Okay. Let's go ahead and make another. Let's get another one of these cubes in here. Skirt. There we go. Let's go to our flat view. Makes it easier for us. Let's go to improps. Excuse me. Go to face mode. Deleting this interface. Vertice. This needs to be kind of skinny because it looks like there's outer bit here. Alright, I'm going to go to face mode again and there we go. Alright, so this is like a pivot. I might do 8. Let's go for 8. So I'm gonna get a cylinder and then just bring it up and J snap it. So J kind of rotating there. Bam, bam. Alright, yeah, so this is gonna have this like the cylinder piece and then it kind of comes off and it creates its own little handle or its own little like moving part. Maybe this will help be like a crank. That's how you kind of like make it go in and out or whatever. And none of this really has to move. He can just have this thing and he can smash it to his car or whatever. So he didn't have to actually do a thing. But it's important to plan for mechanics. So I'm gonna act like it's gonna do the thing and model it as such. Here. Next, the Old Republic also has really good character development. Really? It's like the RPG, right? The Star Wars RPG? If I remember right. I think I may have played it briefly, but then I got stuck in playing like League and other games. All right, so these hinges we can have extrude here and here, I think. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. So this is gonna go down and this is gonna go up. So vertice. There we go. Whoa, too much. Okay, I think I want to add just a little bit of love right here in the middle. So I'm going to just add 2 edge loops here. And then let's bring it like that. Some auditions. What kind of auditions did you do? Like voice acting stuff? gonna bevel this edge. Not that much. Let's reduce that fraction here. There we go, I like that. Problem with beveling is that it creates ingons, so let's go ahead and collapse these ingons. There we go. Alright, so we almost have all pieces here. We need to have these little bolts that are definitely sticking out. So let's go and do kind of what we did before and just have the 8. So I'm going to bring up the cylinder. Awesome. How'd they go? And voice acting is difficult to get into. Alright, so I'm going to just reduce this from 20 to 8 to this base primitive. Pardon. Alright, so these bolts are kind of askew as well. So I'm going to kind of play along that as well here. So I'm going to just kind of have a little bit of lift here. Go ahead and duplicate, drag it, J-snap to 90. Get this one. I'm gonna do stylization by tapering. Let's go into the same thing on this side too. Looks a little more extreme. This sort of. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, totally. Good luck, man. Yeah, the game industry in general is just a tough market. It's just really hard to get into the games industry. But yeah, definitely keep on trying. It's hard. Okay, any other bolts? We have these 2 bolts up here. I'm gonna go ahead and do those too. Well, yeah. Yeah, I think they deserve some silhouette. So I'm gonna actually have these be go-throughs. So basically they'll go through both sides. Let's go for that standard 8. And I actually want to build this out, so I want to have it be tapered. So what I'm going to do is just let's go from top view real quick. I'm just going to add a cut right down the middle here. You can X-snap, which is pretty cool. There we go. And now I can widen it. That adds a nice fun tapered feel like this. Okay. Let's go ahead and move it and bring it down. I think that's all the elements, so I need to make sure. So yeah, I've got the bolts, got the in-between squish bit. Go ahead and rotate it a little bit like this to match. A little better. There we go. Okay, got these two offset pieces, including this additional piece. And so I think I just need to add the bolt on the other side of this. And we'll be good to go, and delete the inside faces. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and hide my ref. Just use this reference for now. Let's give this thing some dimension. I'm gonna go on my quick menu, center pivot. And then here's the side view, so I can kind of see it directly in. If I hold X, then it'll snap to center, which is pretty cool. Can't talk about the project itself, only that I have auditioned because I have to sign NDA after I get the role. Yeah, don't mess with NDAs for sure. NDAs can mess you up. Alright, so now we have thickness on here. I'm gonna give thickness to this guy. So it needs to be less thickness than this bottom part because this is inside of it, right? It's inside of this chunk bit. So I'm gonna give it thickness, but not as much thickness as it was. Holding X for X snap. Let's see. Oh, okay, snapping weird because it's not center pivoted, so I'm gonna center pivot real quick. X snap. There we go. Center pivot. X snap. And that's pretty dang close to what I want it to be. Sweet. I kind of want to make it more chunky. Like it's here, let me I'm gonna make this a lot more visible actually by changing the material now. So existing material and props. Oops. So make everything in props, and then material attributes. I'm gonna go to delete history. Delete history. There we go. Now I can see everything easier. Alright, let me turn off this transparency. Now I can see stuff properly. Okay. So this I'm gonna soft select this, so behold. There we go. Plague Tale. That's the game I'm thinking about. Plague Tale. My roommate's been playing it and looks pretty cool. Plague Tale. Alright, so this is smaller than this, but this needs some thickness. So let's make sure that this stays inside of this part right here without Z fighting. I don't want it to be like too close up. Like if it's edge to edge, Let's start Z fighting. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, so now this needs to be inside of here. So I'm going to make this skinnier, even more so than it is now. So it's kind of just like a scrunched up tread sort of thing. There we go. That gives it enough room to feel like it's inside and integrated with this. I'm just gonna have it just cutting through it. It's the easiest way to handle this. Alright, cool. Yep, I dig it. So one thing I need to do is that when I made this skinny, when I skinified it, I also created a discrepancy between how thick this is compared to how thick this top bit is. So I actually need to reduce some of that. So what I'm gonna do is gonna do a little scale action. I want to keep most of this top part because this is very much a crazy silhouette. So maybe what I should really do is, rather than messing with this too much, I bet what would be better is I bring these in. So like more like these two. Make sure I can grab. Okay, I'm gonna grab that face, that face. There we go. And I can just bring these in like this. There we go. Now there's not as much of a discrepancy. And then here I can grab these two edges and these two edges and scale it in a bit more. There we are. I just got notified about another stream by Jennifer Hale on 7 today's day. Oh, no worries, man. For sure. I mean, it's just, you know, cool having you on the stream. I don't think, so I think I'll probably end around in 30 minutes anyway. We made some really good progress already. And I might do another stream later on today, perhaps. But yeah. Autumn. I have been lurking and just looked up at the monitor. Wow, that's coming so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah, we have literally almost a full prop here now. Yeah, I'll probably end the stream in about half an hour, just because I want to have some lunch. But then I may end up doing another stream to make the pistol here later on the day. If I have some time, I definitely want to do another prop today. Yeah, we're getting it. Bring this a little further out. Let's make sure this kind of thing works. So it really would just have this kind of dangle, but it, honestly, we may not have any animation be happening with this, but just in case. Well, also what I can do if I care to, which I may not worry about too much right now. If you are more stickler about your models and wanted to have it more realistic, I'll show you what you can do. Thank you. Thanks, Autumn. So what I can do is I can go and delete these like that. Then go in and extrude these inward like this. This is some modeling gold, by the way. This one specifically. So actually, I want to keep this. And keep this one. This specific technique, anyway, is modeling gold. All right. Now I'm going to grab edges, double tapping the edge, and then extrude. And I'm just going to extrude inward like this. One thing I didn't realize was so when I grab these, this and this edge do not need to be extruded because they'll have a double edge there. So just only this round bit here. And then now I can scale it in. Alright. And now I realize as well, I want to have these extruding past this, so it feels like its own little nut piece, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and extrude this. I'm gonna go ahead and then just do like this right here. There we go. Then I'll scale inward like this. There we go. And then this is just so it looks like it's going around this properly, like this. So you can have it either stuffed into it, which is probably what I should do in this case because we want to reduce topology. But yeah, if you wanted to have additional things where it looked like it wasn't actually touching and this was gonna kind of popped in here, this is kind of how I would handle that kind of thing. So now it actually moves and it looks like it should be able to move. At least a little bit anyway. That being said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just merge these back together. I actually don't think that we'll have any movement, and if we do, then if it has clipping, then I'm not worried about it. So here I'm just going to bridge. Bridge, scrapping two edges and bridging. And this is shift right click hold, by the way. So it's if you're following along or if you're doing any kind of modeling yourself, I'm holding down shift right click hold and then going down a bridge. There we go. I'm all bridged up. And we have this extra extrusion which makes it look like its own bolt, which I like a lot. Yeah, that's fine. So, go ahead and pop this back in here like that. This part, I actually want to go inside the model real quick and grab this, B, and I'm going to make this actually tapered a little bit. So, go. And here's kind of a rule of thumb too. I've said it maybe a couple times where you want to taper from the like player's perspective down. So like for shoes, the top of the shoe down, like the actual bottom of the shoe should be pretty wide, whereas the top of the shoe would be tapered skinnier. And so like this part right here, if I want to have a nice taper for it, then see how it's tapered, whereas the bottom is the thickest part of it, or like the widest part of it, I should say. So then if I was going to do that for like a different part, it would be the same kind of thing. So like this right here, I can go ahead and just add some taper to it by, I'm just going to grab these faces here, and I can just scale these faces in like this, and see how it creates that nice like really nice looking taper. It's subtle, but it makes it look way better in my opinion. Okay, we're gonna keep these models really simple. We're gonna keep the topology pretty low. So here's the part where I could combine these, right? So I have these little pieces here. I have this right here. I could like, you know, I could integrate them where like this is part of this model. I'm not too concerned about that. And a lot of environment art is the same kind of way. The one reason why I would combine everything, and the reason why I might here, is because the way I want to animate, it'll have a lot to do with the scale. So for instance, when Talk pulls out the wrench and wants to use it, I actually want the head of the wrench to be somewhat large, kind of like he like boom, like pulls it out of the void pocket, right? And then like this wrench scales up, and the problem is if you say if you like scaled this up into a separate piece, it would scale weird and clip through this other one, whereas if they were one and the same, then it wouldn't have that issue. So let's see here. I'm gonna try something real quick, which may not work at all, but I'm gonna give it a shot to bevel this. Right, see what that will feel like when I beveled this out. So mesh, bevel. Okay, looking pretty dang good. Yeah, I'm liking that result. That looks pretty good. I'm only allowing myself to add more geometry to this because it is a core prop, and it also will not be visible during most things. So but normally you wouldn't want like to waste topology on something like this. Like if it was something that's not very visible, and here I'm gonna just consolidate these so we don't have any ingons. Bring these vertices here a little bit. All right, I feel like that bevel is really successful. Here's another one of those areas that you could add some extra love to, where if I grab this face and added like, so say if I add an extrude, popped it in a little bit like this, right, and then I added a extrude taper where I extrude it down, then here it actually looks like there's a real inset here, which makes it feel more legitimate, even if it's only just a small little dip like a cup or something like that. So if I wanted to do that though, I want to definitely add some more thickness to this trim here, like this. Let's give it some more width, so yeah, so it has that proper thickness. And then additionally, I want to bring this down a little bit so it has that taper. So if it was like this, it kind of cupped weird. So I would actually want to bring it down like so. So it has that dimensionality to it. So that nice little cute taper that you'd see when you're like looking at stylized games. All right, we'll add this bevel, same kind of bevel to this area. I really, like I definitely want to keep things low poly, but it needs to have the proper silhouette. So keep that in mind for sure. Also, I want to get rid of these bottom faces. So I'm gonna go into my model here and get rid of these bottom faces. You'll never see these faces, so I say get rid of them. So unless, of course, for some reason they, those pieces are gonna come out, like if they're just ever like come out of the wrench, then that's one case you might want to, you know, not have keep the bottom faces. But anyway, all right, so let's see what we got here. We have these areas will never move from these, so I'm gonna combine these teeth together. Right, so we have this, then we have the same thing over here. So this bolt will always stay with this tooth or whatever. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and delete history. I actually want to go ahead and group everything, so I'm gonna group this. Well, before I'm gonna add this extra thing over here. So 1 second. Let's go ahead and delete these interfaces over here. That's a lot of just unused geometry. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Also, for texture density's sake, let's go ahead and just bring this closer to the end, so we'll have more information. If all this stuff is hidden, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of texture space. So let's go ahead and mitigate some of that. I do want to end some, and I don't want any of this happening. Now that I've beveled it, I need to make sure that it's not kind of clipping weird like that. So I actually want to shrink it down. And let's just do an approximation of the same shrink for the other ones. So like, sure. And I'm actually gonna duplicate this and add it to that side, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm not gonna do that yet. All right, so then I'm gonna mesh mirror. Let's go ahead and center pivot this. J. Actually, I'll mirror across the other axes. So mesh, mirror. I think that is the Z. Yeah, that's Z. So mirror. There we go. Cool. All right. This inner bit, I actually want to give it. I want to give it a bevel too. Yeah, because in the reference there's a bevel. There's also this area here that implies that this area is wrapped around this sort of thing. So that makes me think the ring is smaller than this part. So let's go ahead and make that adjustment. I'm grabbing everything, adding an extrude, and then just shrinking it down like this. So all that really did was it didn't extrude that ring, it extruded like this edge here. And there we go. So something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just taper out this bottom bit too. Let's go ahead and just grab the bottom face here. And let's go ahead and taper. I like that feel. That looks pretty cool. Face needs some love. It's getting too squished. Alright, I'm gonna grab these two and bevel. or even a better way to bevel this so that there's even less geometry, is just bevel down the middle. So just add an edge loop around the middle and then just extrude it in so it has a kind of like a bevel feel without adding an extra edge loop. So you just saved, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We just saved 9 polygons by doing that. Actually, we saved 18 polygons because we don't have 2 extra edge loops and then a middle strip. So, well, no, I was right, 9. So 9 before. So now we have this bevel feel. All right, so if I want to add this additional kind of strip here, then let's see here. I'll go ahead and just build it out and see what we think. So I'm going to just start cutting from this point, or what might be easier actually is if I just don't add it as an additional. So I'm gonna play with something real quick and see if this is the better way to do it. So I'm gonna, if I extrude this and scale it in, yeah, it's gonna be pretty funky. So what I can do instead, I'll grab this geometry, and then there is not detach, it's another one. Here it is. I think it's just duplicate faces. This allows me to have those same faces and just pull them away as a different object. It's pretty cool. All right. My music's out. Oh, sad. I need music. Oh, it's just really quiet. There we go. Revive it again. Let me go back to this, and then center pivot, and then scale it down, scale it up. Oh, actually no. There we go. So I could make this like this basically, where I make it an additional, kind of like what I did up here. So there's two ways I could handle this, but I think that it would, I don't know, I think it'd be fine if I just do it where I add cuts. So if I'm like here, and I'm just cutting into the current geometry just to keep things a little more simple. I think I like this idea better. Right, and this leads sort of into up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start cutting into this. All right, and then we'll consolidate so that we don't have ingons. There we are. If I grab this edge and just straighten it with the scale tool, then it's works like a charm. All right, so now I can just extrude these cuts. Let's see how this works. So if I extrude this, there's a little bit of weirdness happening here. So let's try something different. If I extrude all these, that's more of what I'm looking for, sort of. So with this, I can bring it up and in. Same thing with this one, up and in. I'm gonna delete that edge. No. I know what I need to do. I need to create an inset. It's taking a little longer than I expected, but... So I'm basically creating an inset for these. Kind of like that. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Just create these cuts, delete everything inside, and then extrude outward. Just V-snapping here. Do some additional V-snapping here. So we're just basically grabbing a vertex, holding V, and then snapping to the most recent vertex, or most closest vertex. There we go. All right, cool. So now I can grab everything like this and just oh, and fill hole. Well, let's see. Extrude. Let's go ahead and extrude this down and in. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Now out. Just like that. Wonderful. Wunderbar. That's pretty dang complex. We gotta figure it out though. Just for a strap, yeah? Mesh, fill hole. Ooh, that looks like crap. Let's go ahead and consolidate this so it doesn't look like crap anymore. Bam. Dimensionality. What you working on, Autumn? Doing some Discord stuff, some game stuff? Okay. Let me go ahead and delete this edge, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's where I want to be. It's right here. So I'm going to bring this in and down. Yes, much better. So now it's like a strap coming in from this area. You're out for another month? Is that from your leg? That's nuts. Or does your job just say you're out for a month? They're just worried about like some kind of liability issues? That's bonkers, yo. Ooh, I got an idea. Bring this down. Yes, and then bring this in. Create the false dimensionality. Ooh, I like it. Dwang. to just get rid of this. Since it's additional geometry that doesn't need to be wasted. Bam. Oh, can you hear me better now? Sorry about that. Is this better? All right, cool. Yeah, is it like is your company just saying that you're out of work for a little longer, or is it like your doctor saying that you need more time with your leg and stuff like that? Like it was, because I understand if it's like a company liability concern or whatever, but that really sucks. Yeah. The doctor is saying I need to be on restriction for another month. Most likely means. Yeah, that'd make sense. I mean, unless they're cool with you being in a a wheelchair and wheelchairing around stuff and everything, but I'm not sure how good that would be for your job. I know your job is probably a little bit more physical, from what you told me. Alright, so this piece and this piece are together. And this piece will also be with those. So I'm going to combine all these bolts here for now. Delete history. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't mind all the cheering that you want to do. I get that. Let's bring this down a tad. I'm gonna make a little bit of a cut here. I feel like it doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'm gonna just create this cut and just tack this in a bit like this. There we go. This feels more natural. So I can see what's going on from both sides. me go ahead and save. Alright, I'm just gonna combine all these things. Delete history. Alright. Last thing I kind of want to do here is add a bevel for this guy. Let's go ahead and mesh. Bevel. I'll do it for the teeth too. Do I have any faces in here that I need to delete? Yeah, I do. Let's go ahead and get rid of that face. Alright, I actually do want to combine these. I think it'll be easier in the long run. So, how to do that? I'm going to go ahead and match them up as best I can here. And then I'm going to delete these faces here, and then I'm going to combine these meshes together so that there'll be one. So I'm gonna go ahead and combine. There we go. Alright, so now I can either start bridging, which actually let's see if it'll be happy with me trying to bridge everything together. It probably won't. It almost did it. It tried and it did some weird spiraling stuff. So let's start with this and then try this. There we go. Save some time. So if I bridge one, then I kind of knows what I'm trying to do a little bit better. All right. So I have this separate piece. I'm gonna go ahead and bevel these real quick, and then I think I'm gonna grab some lunch. It is about lunchtime, yo. So. Be here. Let's try to bevel these. Let's go for bevel. I want this to stay sharp, so this looks like the crap. I'm gonna actually not have that. Alright, so what I want to do is not add these edges, these like true edges here. Well, this one, not this one, actually. So bevel. This looks fine to me. This one can use some. There we go. So the problem with this being that I'm gonna expand these a little bit, like this. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, I still want this to be a problem, where the bevel's kind of getting chopped in through, like that. Okay, that's good. All right, and last piece. Let's go ahead and bevel this guy. This one can use that. I feel like this one wasn't as big of a deal. This one's a pretty decent angle. And this one can use it. But I think that one's fine. So I'm going to try these. Alright, let's attempt at this. Let's see what it looks like. Mesh, bevel. Okay, definitely reduce it significantly. Okay, that looks like a similar fraction level. I think it was 0.2 prior. All right, and if I wanted to have extra flexation or something like that with this, then I could do I could add an extra edge loop here or something like that. So if I was looking to scale it essentially with but I think that when I have it scale up for when it's being used, then it would scale this entire headpiece So I think it's okay. Oh, we got the troll again. Let's go ahead and ban you real quick. Awesome. All right, cool. Sweet. All right, so now we have our main parts, right? So I'm gonna actually optimize scene size real quick to get rid of some other stuff. There we go. Okay. So we have our kind of our squish in between thing that's going to be affected by these two. So I actually don't want to attach these necessarily mesh-wise, or I could, but just to show you how the rig will work. This will accordion in, right? And these two pieces will kind of come together like inward when that's happening. That's the reason why I made this inset, so it feels a little more legit when they accordion in like that, or when it comes in. Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and let's make sure there's no issues here. There we go. Keep your quads, All right, and this one I can taper in as well. So I'm gonna just kind of taper it in like this, and then the blue. There we go. I'm gonna grab both of these and I'm gonna pull them both out a tad. Like that. All right, let's see how that looks. Hide that image plate again. Awesome. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with the result here. Looks pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna waste any more edge loops or any kind of geometry here with this last area. I am gonna taper this in real quick, but that's pretty much it that I can think of. Yeah, remember, keep that fun taper in here. I'm gonna go ahead and save, and we'll call that a stream. Thanks for watching, y'all. We have this finished, really cool, really cool wrench asset here. It's technically functional, and yeah, we can have the squish here. And that's assuming that we'll even have that at all. It might just be kind of like one piece that's only used for an animation and then it goes away. If this was more of like a weapon, you might want to have moving parts, but I think it's still good to have it planned for moving parts. Well, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.